bit of a disruption in our regular programming, or at least it was becoming regular. I guess what's happened is my corset has been damaged. This wasn't really any fault of my own, and I'm just going to rather talk about it. I'm going to show you. So yeah. Okay, so what happened basically was there have been some pretty crazy wrinkles happening around the waist here when my corset is laced up. So I kind of went, well, why is that happening all of a sudden? So I had a look at the boning, and at the top it was really sort of, there was a bit of a gap, and when I sewed the corset, the bones had very little space to move up and down. So that was really bizarre. And then when I looked down the bottom, the bones were inside sort of the binding, if I refocus. And then when I looked even further, there was a hole. And so I pulled the bone out, and what I've done too is unpick the binding. And what you can see here is, look at these bones. Look at these bones. You know, these bones, you know, the steel's come out of the tipping, and it's sharp, and it had literally cut a hole in the bottom of my corset, and as you can see there, really, really sharp. And not only that, it was all 4 bones were like that. And as you can see here, so what's happened, I think, is the plastic coating on the bones has shrunk, and the tipping fluid here has been pulled back, and the bone's been forced through the top. So yeah, that's kind of all rubbish, really. So, and it's all 4 bones on both ends. So I guess what I'm going to have to do is trim this bit down here where the hole is, and cut the bones down a little bit, rebind, and yeah, then I'll have to yeah, I'll film doing that obviously, but until I can fix that, I can't wear this corset. So I'm a little bit disappointed, but that's life. Anyway, I wanted to show you what happened. So that's what happened, and so obviously I'm going to email the people I got the bones from, and tell them to check with their supplier and manufacturer, because obviously if I've had this problem, hopefully other people haven't had the same problem, because that would be pretty awful. But anyway, yes, that is what happened. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. That's what happened. I'm just a bit annoyed, a bit sort of just upset, and I mean it's fixable. I will fix it, and I will get back into corset training as soon as I can. But you know, it's just because this isn't the first time I've had problems with corsets. It's just starting to seem like a thing. I mean, my first corsets were from Corsets UK, so obviously they didn't fit me very well because they didn't really have any curves, because I was a lot more curvy than they were, so they were uncomfortable, and it wasn't really much of a pleasant experience, even though, you know, I realised that I do enjoy wearing a corset. So as an experience, that wasn't great. Then I started making my own corsets. My first corset I'm going to call a failure, simply because the pattern was terrible. I made it out of duct tape, and I'm terrible with duct tape, and I didn't know what I was doing, and sure, the construction methods were like, okay, but the corset itself, I can't really wear it. It's almost as tubular as a Corsets UK corset, so I can't really say that was a success. My second corset was really curvy, really comfy, and I ripped a grommet out of it about 2 months into wear because I didn't reinforce the grommet panel properly. So that didn't work out very well. Now my third corset, this has happened. And in addition to those, I once bought a sample from a corseteer, and even though when the measurements were posted, and I went, oh, they're my measurements, when I got the corset and put it on, it was a bit too small in the ribs, it was a bit too short, so it stabbed me under the ribs, and it was also sort of really huge in the hips, like, no joking, when I laced it shut and put socks under the hips, they stuck out like that, and I could fit my fists under them almost. They were a good, when I measured, they were a good sort of 2 to 3 inches larger than my hips were. So definitely not the measurements that were quoted. So that was kind of a waste, and then I got a custom corset made, and unfortunately something must have gone wrong in translation with my measurements, because that one also had 2 large hips for me. So all in all, my run's been pretty rubbish, so that's kind of disappointing really. So at the moment I'm feeling kind of a bit disenchanted and a bit discouraged, because it's like there are corset gods out there that don't want me to waist train. Like, you know, I've never really had a good run, and I mean I've invested too much into it in terms of time and passion and money to really give it up. Like I still love corsets, and I really do want to waist train, but some days it just seems like, you know, fate is telling me I shouldn't be, and it's just bizarre, because I mean when I wear a corset it's comfortable, it's wonderful, but then all of these things happen that I don't know if I've heard of many other people who've had such a bad run. You know, and it's just a bit disappointing, because, you know, I did so much research, I thought I did all the right things, I took everything really slowly, I always made sure I was comfortable, you know, I don't know, it just seems really weird that I can't seem to have any success with this sort of thing, which is a bit disappointing, but you know, keep pushing through. My plan at the moment is to fix my current waist trainer, and then which I will probably do a video for, but after that I'm also thinking about ordering a few corsets from another corseteer, and if that doesn't work out, because they're a relatively new corseteer, so whether they fit well or not, or they're constructible or not, that's something that I'm going to take a gamble with. But if it doesn't work out, I'm just going to, I think, save up really hard and get something from, say, Contour Corsets by Fran or something, because I mean, she's an expert. There are other corseteers out there who are experts, but you gotta pay through the nose for those, and I don't begrudge them that, it's just I don't have very much money, so that's gonna be a lot of saving to do if I end up doing that, but who knows. So yeah, that's sort of an update on what's been going on. My plans for the moment are to fix my corset, which probably won't be this weekend, it'll probably be the weekend after, or possibly even later than that, because I'm a bit busy over the next few weeks. Do a case study on it and talk about it, because you know, it's something I am quite proud of, apart from, you know, things happening to it. And also some reviews. So I do have a couple of corsets that I want to review, just some off the racks. I've got some Corset UK corsets, one that I'm going to review. I have an Orchard corset over bust that I'm also going to review possibly. Yeah, so you know, look out for those, and I'll keep you updated with my progress and things like that, and I'll probably babble at you guys for a bit some of the time, because, you know, I'm starting to get used to this babbly at a camera thing. You know, it's getting a bit easier. So yeah, if you have any words of encouragement or whatever, I'd be really appreciative, because it's just yeah. Anyway, big hugs to you guys. Thank you very much for watching, because it probably wasn't what you were expecting. You were probably expecting like gorgeous corset girl, and instead you just got bleh. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video.